Silvio Pettirossi International Airport. Silvio Pettirossi International Airport IATA, ICAO SGAS is the main national and international gateway of Paraguay, located at the municipality of Luque, and serving the capital city, Asunción, and indirectly, the nearby city of Clorinda, Formosa, Argentina. It is named after the Paraguayan aviator Silvio Pettirossi. Between 1980 and 1989, it was known as President Stroessner International Airport, after the former head of state, General Alfredo Stroessner. In 2019, Pettirossi handled a record 1.24 million passengers, making it the busiest airport in the country. It is the main international hub for LATAM Paraguay and Paranair. Some of its facilities are shared with the Ñu-Guazú Air Force Base of the Paraguayan Air Force. History. The airport was dedicated on 11 June 1938. The original passenger terminal, located near Threshold 2, is now used by the Grupo Aerotáctico GAT of the Paraguayan Air Force, whereas the present terminal was dedicated on 20 March 1980. The runway of the airport was constructed in the 1960s and was resurfaced in 1985. The terminal building splits into two international concourses, the North Concourse with 2 gates 5 and 6 and the South Concourse with 4 gates 1 to 4. The airport is being expanded to accommodate more gates. Iberia provided direct flights to Asunción from Madrid from around 1968 until the mid-90s. Lufthansa flew once a week from Frankfurt to Asunción from 1971 to 1980, with DC-10 service starting in 1974. For both airlines, the flights included multiple stops in destinations throughout South America. Also, during the early 90s and until its liquidation, Líneas Aéreas Paraguayas flew nonstop to Frankfurt with its DC-10. 2000s. In November 2004, the DNAC's director Eustaquio Acariz told ABC Color that the airport's runway, which its works began in 2001, would be renovated and fixed by the early months of 2005. In July 2007, there was an assault at the airport by a group of 5 men, which saw them take $1 million from a money exchange on the bottom floor of the airport. The robbery occurred at 5:10 a.m. on 31 July. Mega assaultant Juan Pablo Ortigoza and others were then detained. Later revealed by ABC Color that the robbery was planned in Asunción's Tacumbo prison. An arrested confessed that he received $60,000 for the robbery. Another was captured in Encarnación. The money was going to be sent on a flight to Uruguay. In May 2008, the airport faced the possibility of not operating when a report concluded that Paraguay's aeronautic systems were in critical situation and that the DNAC manifested its preoccupation about the support machines fault. In November 2009, the ILS began operating. The equipment was acquired at a cost of €967,400,000. The system replaced the previous one, which was installed in 1980. The implementation of the system put Paraguay up to date with the requirements of international security as a member of the OSI. A year earlier, the landing system already completed its util life as an instrument, then being exposed to the possibility of not operating on days of rain. 2010. By January 2013, there were various improvements to the airport terminal to elevate to 2 million annually the reception of passengers in travel. By 2015, various airlines ceased operations at the airport, including American Airlines. On 17 December 2015, the first Air Europa flight arrived from Madrid, Spain, and provided the first direct connection between Paraguay and Europe in 21 years. In 2017, estimations according to airport infrastructure specialist Carlos Achucaro that the Silvio Pettirossi International Airport would require ampliation again for 2024. In January 2018, the DNAC informed about ampliation labors to the airport to face great demands of services being obliged to make modifications resulted by the %15 raise in travelers at the airport from 2013 to 2017. The service at the airport also became competitive previously, with 20 daily flights compared to between 57 and 60 by 2018. 2020s. In October 2020, the DNAC announced a ceremony to reopen commercial flights after 7 months of inactivity from the coronavirus pandemic. In November 2020, drugs were found by agents of the National Secretary of Antidrugs that were disguised as parcels and were destined to distinctive countries of the world. In February 2021, it was announced that plans for new works on the airport's second terminal were in place for 2022. In October 2021, a new route was announced between Asunción and Santa Cruz de la Sierra, in charge by the Paranair airline. Airlines and destinations. Passenger, cargo, statistics. These data show number of passengers' movements into the airport, according to the Dirección Nacional de Aeronáutica Civil's Aviation Sector Summary Reports. Top routes in 2018. Access. The airport, located within the municipality of Luque, is located 10 km 6 miles from downtown Asunción. It may be reached via the Aviadores del Chaco Avenue, which runs adjacent to nearby Ñu-Guazú Park. Local bus line 30 links the Asunción downtown with the airport terminal. Accidents and incidents. 16 June 1955, a Panair do Brasil Lockheed L-149 Constellation registration, PBPDJ operating Flight 263 from Sao Paulo Congonhas to Asunción hit a 12 tree while on fire. Part of the wing broke off. The aircraft crashed and caught fire. Of the 24 passengers and crew aboard, 16 died. 27 August 1959, an Aerolíneas Argentinas de Havilland DH-106 Comet 4 registration, LVAHB operating a flight from Buenos Aires to Asunción, while on approach to Asunción under bad weather made a forced landing close to the airport. A crew member and a passenger died. 29 August 1980, a transport aéreo militar TAM Paraguayo Douglas C-47 B registration FAP 2016 crashed on approach to Asunción. The aircraft was on a flight to Iolas when an engine failed shortly after takeoff, and the decision was made to land back at Asunción. 1 person was killed. 4 February 1996. A cargo Alacy Columbia Douglas DC-8-55F registration HK-3979X on an empty positioning flight around Asunción prior to a flight from Asunción to Campinas. Aviator power was reduced on No. 1 engine, and, after rotation, also on the No. 2 engine. With the gear still down and flaps at 15 deg, the aircraft lost control and crashed on a playing field 2 km past the runway. The crew possibly used the positioning flight as an opportunity for crew training. All 4 occupants of the aircraft and 20 persons on the ground died. Gallery.